Good morning. Wow, what a beautiful group of people settled in a beautiful building. Is this great or what? My name's Kerry Swick. I'm an assistant chief for Scottsdale Fire Department. It's an honor to have you all here today as we officially dedicate our new fire training center. This state-of-the-art facility marks significant milestone in our commitment to safety, training, and valued partners and service to our community. We're thrilled to have our mayor, city council, and valued partners with us as we celebrate this achievement. Together, we're investing in the future of our first responders, ensuring they have the rescue resources and skills to protect and serve us all. Before I get too far down the road, restrooms are straight back if you need them. Exits are only behind you. And if you need anything, grab a firefighter. Any Scottsdale Fire Department member can help in an emergency or non-emergency. Okay? All right. So before we proceed with the ceremony, I'd like to a moment to acknowledge and thank a few key individuals and teams whose efforts made this project possible. Their dedication and expertise have been instrumental in bringing this vision to life. Councilmember Betty Janik, thank you. Little wave. Councilmember Solange Whitehead, thank you. Councilmember Tom Durham. And then the newly elected folks. Oh, I'm sorry, Tammy. I was wondering why you were. I was wondering why you were staring at me so diligently. And Councilmember Tammy Caputi. Thank you. Sorry, Tammy. Got lots of help up here. And then newly elected council members, Jan DeBascus. And former Coronado Don alumni, Mary Ann McMillan. Go Dons. Okay, and then just a couple more folks from the fire department. You know, it really does take a village, and there's a lot of, if I miss saying thank you to some people, I'm sorry. There's a lot of people that did a lot of things, but some of the key leaders in this, and I will say the color scheming and the decorations and the way just the carpet and everything, all that was Linda Annarino ran that stuff wherever she's at. And then I don't know if you got a chance to look on the other side of this wall later. Beautiful, beautiful photo memorializing our line of duty deaths, firefighters. And then pictures of all the previous classes are all nicely rounded out, really classy looking, frameless deals. Take a look at that later. Lori Stoffer worked on all that. Okay, so now please join me in welcoming our mayor, David Ortega, whose leadership and commitment have been vital in making this project a reality. Mayor?
You know, it is truly a highlight of being mayor and with the council members being here today to celebrate this generational milestone for Scottsdale. 24 years ago, I was a councilman when Rural Metro provided the firefighters. And to be standing today knowing that with confidence, the city of Scottsdale has a full-fledged fire department, is rolling out our ambulance service, and in unison with the police department. As you know, the headlines are full of the tragedy occurring in California. And one part of the story that's not said is that while the firemen are urgently meeting their duties, going first in and last out, the police department is also there, risking and evacuating people. That's what we saw with the Diamond Fire 2 years ago. So it was a PD that was efficiently evacuating people, keeping them safe. And that's really a testament when you look at the numbers with 10,000 structures destroyed or whatever, and so few casualties. So having them working side by side is really enhances everything that makes Scottsdale, beautiful and safe. The other highlight I've had as mayor is administering the oath to the new firefighters. As you are all aware, and they're standing over here, they'll be starting on Monday in this facility. 36 new, the first class to come through. And much can be said in their preparation for this moment and the commitment to Scottsdale. When you consider all of the effort it took to build this building, and I consider our unsung heroes are the capital management department. And I see Ms. Timkus here, our chief engineer. Enjoyed very much working with her and having things explained how, as council, we can take money and funding, and if there's an overcost or whatever, we put it in this building, and we have not lost a dime because we now have a $20 million building. If it was estimated less than that 8 years ago, doesn't matter. We actually have an asset. We didn't lose any money. We're saving lives. So in terms of administering to the new cadets, it's been an honor to serve as mayor. The council is behind you all the way, and we know where our priorities are. So with that, I would like to administer the oath to this building. Right? Think about that. This is where trust begins. This is where friendships begin, and professionalism that's standing side by side. When we arrive at that moment, it's only a building until the people and the expertise come together. And that's what's so great about Scottsdale. We do things professionally. We get positive results. And for that, I would praise everyone involved, top to bottom. Thank you so much, Chief.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. So next, I'd like to thank what we call our automatic aid partners. A lot of you may have heard about this system in the Valley where it's, help me chiefs, 27 cities, 27 or 28 cities that all work together without boundaries, without geographical city lines to provide emergency service to citizens, visitors, very, very quickly and high quality, because we're not picking and choosing whose unit goes to what city. But that's been going on for decades. But what I noticed, the value of auto aid as it relates to this building, is we tapped in and asked about what worked, what didn't work, to many of those 27 cities, but specifically to the ones that in the Valley that have their own training centers. So that would be Phoenix Fire Department, Glendale Fire Department, Mesa Fire, Gilbert, and Chandler. So we are now the 6th regional training center in the Valley. So that's great. So thank you, longtime partners with that. And it's funny, because they shared their information very professionally, and this worked, this didn't work. So this building is a culmination of all the things we heard that worked, and then things we developed too. So we're standing up on some pretty good shoulders of people that have done this before, and this is what turned out. So very proud of that. The other thing is when you put what do you get when you have two firefighters in a room with an anvil? A broken anvil. So no, there's a lot of ideas of, wouldn't this be cool? Could we have this? Can we do that? Can we have an Olympic size drafting pit, which would be a pool? Things like that, and the person that's got to sort all that out and all those ideas is the architect. And our architect, Steve Ficello, helped design this incredible facility and ensuring that it met all our wish list needs that we're able to do under building code and those kind of things. But so let me introduce Steven Ficello, our architect.
Mayor Ortega, council members, distinguished guests, it is truly an honor to be here today to participate in this celebration. On behalf of our team and so many engineers and designers, a part of our project team, we want to congratulate you on achieving this amazing milestone. We also want to thank the City of Scottsdale for giving us this opportunity to be a part of this amazing project. There's so many people that we have worked with through the City of Scottsdale, CPM, so many different departments, and we appreciate all the support and all the assistance and being able to work side by side with you all. We also want to thank Core Construction. So we work so often day to day on this project, and really want to thank you and all of your team and all the contributions that everyone has made to really do an excellent job and to deliver this project across the finish line. So thank you for that. Throughout the 30 years plus of doing this, I think when you work on projects like this, the things that we kind of take away from a celebration, it gives you a chance to kind of really think about what we all did here today to make this building and this facility. There are two things that we kind of take away, and it's the people and it's the process. And I would say that what is very rewarding and the sort of the biggest gift that this profession sort of gives back to us is the ability to cross paths with people that you wouldn't normally cross paths with in your everyday life, all coming together because of the project. And so I just want to thank Chief Shannon and all of the staff that we've been able to interface with, all of the collaboration, the teamwork, the camaraderie. And in the end, when you work months after month and year after year on a project, that friendships form. So to be able to do what we do today is so much greater than the building itself. It's about the people that you work with, and the process is extremely challenging and difficult, but also rewarding at the same exact time. And so there are tons of hurdles to kind of work through, a lot of discussions and debates and problem solving. Hundreds of decisions are being made on a daily basis. Contributions by so many to be able to make those. The decision you make one day is built upon the decisions you make prior, and you have to continue to make those decisions to kind of navigate through the process. And there hasn't been a moment in time where we haven't lost sight of how important this building is to the occupants that come through here, the trainees, the people, and how important they are to serve our community. And so it's truly been an honor to be a part of something that is so meaningful beyond just a project, you know, as a project that we have in our portfolios. This is truly an amazing experience, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to be a part of it. So thank you again, and congratulations on achieving this great milestone.
Thank you, Steve. So then, once we get the concept and Steve has molded all our ideas into a vision, somebody's got to coordinate all the pieces, parts, and timing. And boy, talk about timing, we're starting Monday. So we had to have a good general contractor that could take care of all those moving pieces, make it look so nice, and do it in a timely fashion so we can be ready. So today we're joined by Scott Campbell from Core Construction, who oversaw the construction process and to bring this vision to life on time. Thank you, Scott.
Thanks, Chief. I'll be Scott, or whoever you want to call me, but Josh Campbell from Core. Thanks, sir. That's all right. It's all right. I've been called worse. Thanks so much, man. What a awesome turnout. Just to see the people in the room and the support from the chiefs and folks from around the valley. This is really, really cool for us. We don't take a job like this lightly. Training facilities like this, especially a shared use police fire, are 6 now in the valley. There's not a lot of them, and they're very complex, and it's a challenge for us, and it's fun for us, but it's really what we specialize in. We take great pride in not only having the opportunity to build for you all, especially coming from the fire service, retired 26 years out of Tucson. I understand how important it is to have state-of-the-art training center and a facility like this for the recruits. Gosh, next week, we just made the deadline, didn't we? That is freaking awesome. But how cool is it to have a state-of-the-art facility to train your Scottsdale firefighters, your Scottsdale police officers, in some of the best facilities that we could put together. I mean, this is awesome, and it's only going to help you as a city. It's going to help the citizens of this community and both our police and our fire departments. So I just want to say a couple thank yous real quick to the city of Scottsdale. Mayor, to you and your staff, and to the city. You mentioned trust earlier. Trust is one of the core values of our organization. And if we don't have the trust in one another, we don't work well together, right? And with our architect partners, if we don't trust one another and we don't have that relationship, we don't work well. And I got to tell you, this project went awesome. It's still going great next door. Chief Walters, we're going to finish as soon as we can next door for you. But without that trust in one another, we're not successful. None of us are, right? So I just want to thank you all for continuing to trust Core and for us to do these projects for you. And I got to give a huge shout out to our project team here. Our Core guys, you knocked it out of the park. You did a great job, so thank you for what you all do day to day, the grind, and this building is absolutely fabulous. So thank you again for everything, and what a wonderful turnout, Chief. Thanks.
Thank you, Josh. I'm sorry, Josh. I don't know who wrote Scott. So the building in this facility is kind of one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is we need buildings that we can catch on fire and work fire scenes and really get in the heat and learn what it's all about. So that's separate buildings. Obviously, we don't smoke up this nice place. So we have separate buildings out there that are fire structures. So from Fire Training Structures, I'll ask Phil Butler to come on up, who helped with all the training structures out there. Phil, thank you.
Good morning. I appreciate the opportunity to share a few words. It was Fire Training Structures' honor, privilege to be associated with the project. We designed a 5-story Class A field training tower, a 3-story natural gas field training tower, and a Class A field flashover simulator. A successful project requires the thoughtful planning and continuous collaboration of many. It was a team effort. Although not inclusive, I wanted to mention a couple notable individuals. So our architect, Steve Ficello, his ability to pull the project together into a cohesive plan. Thank you, Steve. Chief Baggs and Chief Schwick, their leadership, their diligence, and overall assistance with ensuring that FTS had clear and open access to their end user team. Captain Ambrosa, your contributions during the design phase were invaluable. Your extensive experience in the fire service industry has greatly benefited the project. Captain Ambrosa was involved throughout the whole design process. We of course always like to bring the end user in, and we want to ensure that it meets the functional needs. Victor Lieto and Nathan Crow, with project managers with the City of Scottsdale. Their natural ability to look ahead, ensuring all consultants were properly coordinated. Gentlemen, appreciate all your support and your help. Core Construction, of course. I mainly interacted with Superintendent Ryan. Ryan did an excellent job. His natural leadership, his ability to ensure all trades were properly coordinated while successfully executing the construction schedule. So thank you, Core. And last but not least, my team at Fire Training Structures, our project manager, Scott Anderson, and our fabrication manager, Billy Cathey. Guys, your attention to detail, your dedication, your natural ability to lead our talented fabrication team, job well done. Thank you. Again, FTS appreciates the opportunity. It's a project right in our backyard, and we know it's going to serve the City of Scottsdale Fire for many years to come. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Phil. So we're also honored to have Captain Sasha Weller come up here in a second, the president of our firefighter labor group, whose support and advocacy have been instrumental in ensuring the needs of our first responders were at the forefront of the project.
Thank you, Chief. I'll be brief, which for those you know me, not easy to do. But these projects take forever. They take a long, long time. We're, I think, 6 years at this project. But before the projects actually start, it has to come from an idea and a spark and a need. And so I want to thank Chief Shannon for really bringing this forward as a project that's so necessary to the fire department. And then there's some people that get a lot of guff on the front end, but they're incredibly politically courageous. And so the bond that was passed in 2019 and the strategy to get that passed, really the brainchild of Jason Rose, who came up with an odd concept at the time of picking two diametrically opposed people to chair a bond committee in Mike Norton and Paula Sturgeon, that probably 6 weeks earlier you couldn't get the two of them in the same room, but they put aside their differences and became patriots for the City of Scottsdale, and really put together an amazing project, not just this, but many amazing projects. But today we're here to celebrate this one. And so thanks to you, Mike, Paula, Jason. I don't know if you saw Paula, I saw Mike and Jason. Thanks to you guys all really for the political courage that you had and your willingness to set aside challenging differences at the time to make Scottsdale a better place. I was, I think the only one else that's here is Chief Steves, our assistant chief. Chief Steves and I were fortunate enough to be the very first academy class on this facility almost 30 years ago. At the time, the entire facility would have fit in this room. We borrowed the police department's shooting range to do as a classroom. And so this is somewhat hallowed ground to the Scottsdale Fire Department. Moving forward, well, let me back up. So over those years, thousands and thousands of firefighters throughout the valley have trained here. And moving forward, we'll have a much safer, much better, much more state-of-the-art. Our old facility was never state-of-the-art. But we're really, really excited about it. We're excited for what it's going to do for the future. As our careers come to a close, we're really happy to be able to leave a legacy to that next generation of firefighters. So thank you very much, everybody, for coming, and enjoy your time here with us.
And finally, please welcome Kelly Baggs, our Deputy Chief of Training, who's going to lead the way and herd the cats and getting this facility going. and getting the best possible training out. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. So over 2 years ago, I was assigned to the training division. At that time, much of the design and preparation for the facility had already been completed. I want to take time to recognize those folks, Captain Ambrosia, Perry, Dutcher, along with Chief Abels and Chief Freeberg. Their vision, attention to detail, and dedication laid a foundation for this training facility. And of course, I also want to thank Chief Shannon. Without his support and dedication to this project, we would not be standing here today. Of course, I had the privilege of taking over the project to the finish line, but it was truly a collaborative effort. I know we've mentioned that a bunch here today, but I have to say it again, without the boots in the ground folks that I dealt with, every Wednesday we had a meeting over here across the way at the PD place, and I wanted to make sure we mention those folks. Core Construction, Corey Adams, Ryan Jewell, BJ Pennington, Steve Ficello, of course. I'm mentioning some of the names. FTS, Phil, Scott Anderson, those folks, without their willingness and those types of things, we wouldn't be where we're at. Of course, Chief Swick and I wouldn't be Victor Lito. Without him there, he was the guy that asked the tough questions, ensured that both the city and the fire department were well represented and informed of the process. So he was a stickler at all times. He, myself, and Chief Swick were at these meetings every Wednesday. So as you can imagine, there were certainly moments of excitement in these meetings. And I always look forward to when the question arose, who's going to pay for that? That to me that was a once in a meeting deal. I'd sit back, it was like a tennis match, see how that went down. But I will confidently say that the teamwork, again, we go back to that. The group of folks that sat there, the boots on the ground folks that I mentioned, from the core to FTS to Steve, it was a teamwork. They were attentive to what we were as the end user. So I can't thank those guys enough for their flexibility. There was a time where we keep inching in here, want to get in here a little earlier than they probably wanted to, and they were absolutely obliged what we were doing. So that's that. Now about the facility, I take a little deeper dive. Everybody's mentioned it. The facility is equipped with state-of-the-art classrooms designed to provide an exceptional teaching and learning opportunities for our firefighters. This includes a fitness room, apparatus bay, kitchen, locker rooms. The layout mirrors a functional fire station. This design allows the recruits to assimilate to station life, preparing them for teamwork and collaboration requires in their future assignments. So it's intentional. The building was built intentionally, the design, all of that, for preparing our recruits to enter the workforce out in the field. You may have heard several people mention the regional training center, and I won't repeat it, but we are one of 6 now. Starting Monday, we will have 36 folks running, and that's a huge deal for us. We were right up against it in the deadline. We made it. Thank you very much for everybody, Core and all those folks for working with us. But this training center is just not for new recruits. It also serves for our incumbents. Provide an ongoing training, latest techniques, practical skills, and ensure that they remain in the forefront of their profession. So we won't forget those folks either. As we're training our recruits down here every day, the incumbents will come down here and do training. And then lastly, I've got to mention the FTS, and I really want to, these structures out here were built with 3 key objectives in mind. To meet the specific needs of the Scottsdale Fire Department, which they've done. Align with regional standard statewide training, which is important as we get into regional training, and above all, prioritizing firefighter safety. And again, Phil and that group, the digging in, the deep dive into what we were trying to do, what we needed to do, they nailed it. So thank you. This facility also specialized training. We will do hazardous materials, TRT training, active shooter response, along with our PD partners. We always work on that. Live fire, including suppression, search and rescue techniques, and property conservation. This training center represents a collaborative vision, which we've talked about. And we can achieve all of this as our shared goal, which we've done, and serve and protect our community at the highest level. And thank you.
Chief Shannon and the entire Scottsdale Fire Department, thank you for sharing your time with us today. We know your time is valuable and appreciate you spending it with us. Let's be safe today. Thank you.